Okay, hello guys. Actually, I accidentally hit my phone when I shouldn't have. So we went live a little sooner than I expected to, but that's okay. Let me just get a couple of things done over here, and we'll be doing a quick little tour. It's a quick tour because, it's an RV, so it's not very big, so it'll be a quick little tour. But let me make sure we have everything going on this end, okay? And I will mount my phone in a few minutes after I give you guys the tour, okay? So let me get this link copied, which is going to be challenging because I am doing this one-handed, okay? Let's not do that. Okay, give me just a second here. I'm doing way too many things at once now, okay? One-handed typing, not my best thing, okay? But I think we're getting there. And hopefully we don't have any issues at all, you guys. I'm super excited. We finally had a wonderful company that does mobile service to come and install Starlink. So we were able to do everything through them. We purchased the equipment, everything that he needed. He came out to us, so we didn't have to move the coach, and we are fully hooked up. I want you guys to know that I have nothing but good things to say about Starlink so far because we've got a huge storm that just rolled in maybe about 30 minutes ago. We're talking lightning, thunder, the whole thing, okay? So for all of that to be going on, and we were streaming TV right before I went live. So we're like, okay, if we can stream TV, we should be able to stream this live. Okay, so I'm going to flip you guys around here. And we're going to do a quick little tour. So give me just a second. Should have started this at the very front of the coach, okay? But this is our home now. We have a Tiffin Phaeton, okay? Ooh, there's our new Jeep too. And you guys, I got ducked the other day, okay? First time I've ever been ducked, which was really fun. So this is the entry driver passenger princess seat here. We have it turned around right now. Excuse our housekeeping. We're still trying to find places for absolutely everything. But we've got a little sofa and a TV there. Plus, you have a TV here, okay? This coach has 4 TVs for a mobile house on wheels that only has so much square footage. It's amazing that we have so many TVs, okay? So this is going to be, as you can see, my setup. And this will be our dining area. It's my workstation, and I'm doing all my paperwork and taking care of customer service and emails. Plus, this is where I'll be going live all the time. It's nice. We've got a pantry. Okay, this whole thing pulls out right there. Full-size refrigerator. Guest bathroom. Ooh, that is the door to our bedroom and the full back bathroom, but Dan's back there right now, so we'll have to show you all that later, okay? My nice little kitchen, which is not too bad at all, okay? My cooktop is underneath there, and I actually cooked in here a couple of times, so I'm getting used to everything. And I'll have to say that right there is a very comfortable spot, okay? I'm finding way too much time on that chair, but when you are working from your house, you do find some of the most comfortable spots, okay? Oh, look at that. I even bought me a cute little printer, and I'm hoping to have that hooked up tomorrow sometime, okay? So forgive me if this gets a little shaky. Ooh, that was pretty good, okay? So we're here, guys, okay? RV life is new to me. Every day is a learning experience. And, you know, even today kind of got a little out of, I would say our time frame was a little off today because the guy that came and hooked up the Starlink. Okay, if anybody needs Starlink and you're in the Arizona area plus Colorado, because he works both states, okay, and you want Starlink on your RV, let me know. I've got a name and a number for you, okay? I would highly, highly recommend him. He came in, super professional, hooked us all up. He was here 5 hours, okay? But he made sure our TVs were hooked up for us, that we were completely dialed into Starlink, the app, the back end of the program. I mean, everything I needed to know is done. So we're excited about that. And what that does for me is allows me to go live whenever I would like. And I can now go live without dropping a video. I can actually hook my laptop up to the internet. Okay, I've been hotspotting for 2 weeks. So it's kind of been crazy. So I'm excited to be here, excited to know that we're going to have really good quality video for you. And now we're just going to get busy here, okay? Hello, Miss Karen, and thanks for hanging out. Let's see who else. I got Darlene here. She says she's been camping 6 months out of the year for 10 years. Okay. So are you what we refer to as maybe like a snowbird? There's so many people that, you know, when you get into this life, that people that do live in very cold areas, they just get in their RVs and go someplace warmer. So that's really cool. Nunia, thank you so much. It's pretty amazing. Like I said, every day I'm getting used to something new. I'm learning something about the coach. And I think the only thing we haven't truly figured out yet is how to recline, or not to recline, but how to lift up the footrest for the passenger princess seat. Okay, so that's the only thing we haven't figured out. Let's see. So welcome everybody. If you have questions as we get started, please feel free just to type them in. I'm here to answer things as well as help you through a new project, okay? She says, oh, Darlene lives in Wisconsin and camps in Wisconsin. Okay. Well, I think eventually we will be up in your neighborhood, okay? Okay, so our project, okay, I should say projects. I've got 2 straw hats. And at first I was thinking I wasn't going to do the Bondago, but the more time I had down, okay, and was cleaning up the hats and getting them ready for the live, the more I discovered that this one has a real slick feel to it, which, you know, we're not sure if the foil adhesive will adhere as well as it should on its own. So I felt for that one, I really wanted to go for the Bondago first. And this one here just feels like it's going to be more absorbent. So for those 2 reasons, I'm going to go ahead and go for the Bondago first, okay? Let's see. So I was trying to, let me scroll back here for a second. Oh, Shirley wants to know, is this your new home, as in no more house? No, we have not sold anything. This is going to be a journey. We're planning on traveling for probably the next year. We're going to be following some baseball and also calling on my retailers around the United States. So we're hoping to do some special events where we'll get to do a meet and greet, possibly in-person class, or who knows what. Okay, we're still working on all those logistics, but We're just leasing our house, and we still have our river house as well. So right now I got 3 homes, guys. And our cousin is using the river house for most of the year. So we're good with that. But we kind of like, you know how when you start planning something or trying to discover if something is going to work for you, and then all of those pieces just start falling into place. The only thing that hasn't fallen into place yet is our house being leased, okay? But we weren't like totally freaked out about it, okay? We're hoping within the next 30 to 60 days it does get leased. But everything has just fallen into place so easily that we feel it was just meant to be. Patrick, my daughter has been stepping up for the last, I don't know, 5 years maybe now. She's worked for me for a long time, but she has taken completely over the warehouse and the studio space, and we have a team under her that she is managing, and she's doing a great job. I gotta give her big kudos for that. And we're just plugging right along, okay? So keep the questions coming. I'm going to go ahead and put my camera down so you guys can see what I'm working on. Oh, Darlene. Okay. So yeah, so Darlene's brought up a really good point here, okay? She's talking about that the temperature fluctuates so much in her camper that it's hard for her to foil. So, we are in a warmer environment than you are, okay? So if it is super cold where you are, you might want to make sure that you maybe close up. Like we can close up. We've got a front, a mid, and a back to all of our units here. So maybe if you close up one area of the coach and warm that area up, your projects will go a little faster for you, or a little bit easier, okay? We're in Arizona right now, so it's warm and dry, okay? Right now it's not warm, but it's been super dry, okay? We've been going through lotion, like gallons of it, I feel. So there are things to do, Darlene. So keep your questions coming. I want to definitely help you to be able to manage your foiling better in a cold environment. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to do is grab my Bondago, and I'm going for the clear because I don't need to add color. I will make sure that I pick foils that will look good on the light colors. Now, if I decided I wanted to do something on here and I needed a darker color, I could use my Bondago black, and I could paint all the area black that I planned to foil, okay? So I've tried to get the band out of the way for now, okay? That's kind of the strap that you can put underneath your chin. And I've cleaned it off. So right now we're just going to go ahead and seal the surface. I thoroughly believe that, Nania. Definitely God's grace has been all over this whole idea and allowing it to happen, okay? And so far, I'm really, really enjoying it. It's a big change. I told Dan that even though I'm up working every single day, and I mean, I'm getting up at anywhere between 5 and 6 o'clock in the morning, and I do the customer service work, answering emails, taking care of all that stuff, some of the behind the scenes computer work that Ashley used to do, I'm taking over. So she has more time to deal with the warehouse and the functioning of getting all of your orders out in a timely manner, okay? So I just feel like I'm working, but I kind of feel like I'm on vacation, okay? Because there's been a lot of fun because we've been at spring training. So there's just been a lot going on and a lot of fun happening. Okay, so I'm at a point right now where I'm going to determine where I'm going to stop this. And I think if I can cut a pretty decent edge. I'm going to leave this outside rim, but it doesn't look like it's perfectly straight. Now, I think we're just going to go all the way to the outside edge, okay? So the Bondago is going on super easy and nice. And I know that this one coat is going to seal this with no problem at all. So whatever straw hat you get, you're going to have to determine if you're going to need the Bondago or not. But we've been having kind of some conversations on foil everything, and I love it that everybody's just basically chimed in and said, you know, I just put Bondago down on everything first. It's like the insurance layer, okay? You don't have to worry about adhesion as far as your products sticking to the surface. They're going to adhere really well because of the Bondago. And then the Bondago is going to seal the surface so that your foil adhesive is not going to have any issues with soaking into whatever you're working on. So the Bondago is just a nice security blanket to put down first, okay? Knowing you're not going to have any issues as you go forward. Jessica says, I hope you have lots of storage room in your RV for all those craft supplies. You would have to pull a trailer. Well, I think I'm going to have to be restocking up on a regular basis, okay? And I was joking with Dan that at some point in time, we might have to get me a little trailer that we can pull. But right now we're pulling a Jeep. So we'd have to figure that out. But so far, I've just got one bin because we knew we would be going back through Huntington Beach towards the end of this month. So figured out, you know, grabbed what I thought I needed. I'm making notes of figuring out what else I might need, and I'll reload when we go back through town. Darlene says she just bought a new straw hat for summer. Now to decide which foil. Oh, Darlene, that's going to be the hardest part. Okay. It says, let's see. Jessica says, didn't you just remodel your house? Jessica, we bought our house in well, it's actually in Westminster. It's right on the border of Westminster and Huntington Beach. And we bought it over 4 years ago now. And Dan and I sometimes are a little slow on getting things done, but we were also working within our means and our budget. So our remodel took approximately 4 years. It's completely done, even with the backyard. Just got finished last week. So it's completely done now. Okay, those final things that you're always like, okay, you know, the little hit list that just never seems to get done. Well, decide that you're going to rent your house, and I'll guarantee you that your hit list gets done really well, okay? It's like all of a sudden you find people to do what you need to do, and it gets done. I've always been one who works really good under deadlines, okay? Hello, Paula. Let's see, Nunia says she actually found and bought a dehumidifier that she got for $15 today. Oh my gosh, that is a heck of a deal. And that is a great idea for you, Darlene. That can help with drying issues, okay? That a dehumidifier helps when it's cold and damp environment. So if you could find one, an inexpensive one, and you wouldn't need anything big, but a little small one for your camper, I think would be a great idea. And Nunia, thanks for sharing. Okay, great idea. I was thinking a little space heater in, because I'm sure your camper can close up like ours does, where I can shut off the bedroom, I can shut off the back bathroom. I mean, you can have some privacy, not a whole lot, but some privacy around here, okay? So if you can shut off one of the areas and get a small heater or dehumidifier in there, I think you'll be doing really good. Okay, so I think that's all I'm probably going to do on this one, okay? I thought about maybe doing the top, but I haven't decided which foil that I'm going to work with yet. So I think before I decide maybe if I'm going to do the top section, I'm going to determine which foil that I'll play with, okay? Linda's chiming in and says she loves doing straw hats, got some straw cowgirl hats. I'm excited to do them. Oh, always. Yes, anybody that has great tips and tricks, okay, you guys, share, okay? Mary, well, I'm hoping that we will be able to work something out in Arizona. I'm trying to contact one of our retailers that is here in the area and see if we can arrange something. If it's not this trip, I know we'll be coming back through, okay? Patrick is asking, does adding water to the foil adhesive help smooth it out for a better stick? Okay, it's not going to provide a better adhesion, but if you're doing something where you're trying to achieve the smoothest application, a tiny bit of water can help with that process, okay? But it's not going to help with anything sticking to it, because if you add too much water, you can actually reduce the adhesion of the product, okay? Not that it's not going to adhere to what you're working on. It's the fact that at full strength, it's going to dry to as firm as hard as tack and give you the best release. Anything that you're reducing it with, you could possibly reduce or affect adversely the release of the foil, okay? So you want to be careful with adding anything to it. We do have a great video on my YouTube channel that talks about adding some water and also Floetrol, okay? Floetrol is an additive that you can add to your paint to help it to flow better. So we have tested it and played with it with our foil adhesive, and you can do that, okay? So that would be what I would suggest, Patrick, if you're trying to get a smoother application. I also suggest that if you are going to add anything to the foil adhesive, that you take it out of its original container, put a small amount into something else that you can, put a lid on and secure it well. Because there are times you're going to want this full strength. You do not want it diluted. So you want to make sure that if you're diluting it, adding Floetrol or anything else, you're not contaminating the entire container, okay? And we're talking about foil adhesive right now. But you definitely can, I don't want to say thin it out, but you are thinning it out a little bit with the water and the Floetrol so that you'll have a smoother application. The one thing about our foil adhesive is it's just not self-leveling, and that can leave behind some application marks while you're trying to do something. But that video that I'm referring you to will also talk about some tips and tricks for creating a smooth application with your foil adhesive. So I think that'd be a great video to check out. Okay, so as I'm chatting away here, I am again putting the Bondago on my second hat. And neither one of these had a great stopping point, okay? So I think on this one, because this one has a real bigger weave, okay? So we're gonna have more texture from this particular hat. That I'm gonna make sure I got a pattern that I think will work good if I lose some of the design because of the heavy texture that this straw hat is. And there are a lot of different types of straw hats. So critique, look at the one you find. I would say, I think, I don't know. I really think this one came from one of our trips abroad. Okay, maybe it came from Mexico. And this one here that I'm working on right now might have just been a Hobby Lobby find or something local, okay? But a lot of times if you're just going out of town and you find all these cheap little stores that have gift stores, especially if you're anywhere close to the beach, they tend to have straw hats pretty darn inexpensive, okay? But take the time to seal the surface. And this one, okay, the first one I worked on, nothing feels like it soaked through to the other side, just with the way, oh, maybe a little bit. But the way that this one's put together, where it's circular, okay, it's not like interweaved. This one's created a way smoother area, where this hat here, there's definitely some seepage coming through because of the basket weave to it. So be prepared to make sure that your surface is protected that you're working on. I have a silicone mat on my table, so I'm not ruining my dining room table here. And I do know that one of the things I need to pick up as we go back through town is my big roll of craft paper so that I can even protect my silicone mat and don't have to clean this all the time. Just makes it easier, okay? You do want to be generous, okay? Don't be skimping when you are doing a couple of things. Don't be skimping when you're putting on your Bondago. Make sure that you have really good coverage every place that you plan on applying the foil adhesive. And also when we get to the foil adhesive, again, you don't want to skimp, okay? And I'm almost done here, okay? Darlene, are there any retailers in Georgia? I know I used to have one there, and I'm not sure if we still do. Like I said, we have been just kind of getting settled in, and the logistics of our whole trip have not been put into pen yet, okay? We're just trying to figure out our map, where we're going next, where we might be headed, and as soon as we do have any type of events planned, we will definitely be posting them and promoting them to let you guys know where we're going to be and what we're doing. So if you do have a retailer that is in your area, you might want to contact them too and tell them how much you would like for us to stop by. And we'll do our best to make it happen. But that is one thing that I'm going to start working on next week, is trying to work out some logistics and figure things out. Okay, it's like one day at a time. But hopefully we'll see many of you guys as we are traveling. Let's see, locally crafted market. Ooh. So Karen, is that just a craft market that we could possibly just even host a class at? You'll have to check it out. So if you get a chance, I know you got my email. You'll have to email me, okay? We are more than happy to figure out different events and get to meet as many of you as we can. We're excited about that part of it. One thing that it always missed about moving away from in-person classes was the connection that you make with people. And you get to make it, you know, over the internet. And we have definitely made some incredible connections over the years. But I still don't think you can ever substitute that for meeting somebody in person and really getting to connect with them on a different level. So, okay, I think I am done with that part of the hat. Now, this one, because I'm feeling like I'm going to probably grab some kind of animal print, I'm going to go ahead and do the top section too, okay, because I know that I want to do that on this one. So I'm going to go ahead and seal this part, and I'm probably going to leave like a rough jagged edge to whatever I do up here on the top. So when I do my foil adhesive, I'll probably be doing that on purpose, just to kind of give it that look where it's kind of worn away, because it's not going to be any kind of a perfect circle through here, okay? So I think I'll just let that kind of look like it's worn off and faded edges, okay? I guess that's a good word for it. But we're going to seal that up as well and make sure that we'll have that ready to go. Okay, so basically these need to sit and dry. And I do suggest with your Bondago, depending on your environment, definitely let that sit for a couple hours. When I'm doing felt hats, I always let the foil or the Bondago and the foil adhesive sit like overnight, because it soaks that fabric so much that you need it to dry all the way through. This being a straw hat, it's probably going to dry a little bit quicker. Unfortunately today, it probably won't, because we are in the middle of a storm with the lightning, thunder, and a lot of rain that causes humidity. So it probably will take a little bit longer to dry. Mary says her son also lives in Scottsdale. Oh, that is such a lovely area, okay? My son is staying in the Scottsdale area during spring training, and we love going over there. We love Old Town Scottsdale. That's always fun. We stayed in Old Town last year, which was really fun. Busy, just leave the hotel and walk wherever you want to go. Okay, so back to the hats. Make sure that you guys are giving plenty of dry time. When in doubt, if you should use Bondago or not, either ask in the Foil Everything group, or you can email me, okay? I'm always there to answer. And just ask, okay? Or if you can't get a hold of anybody and you're not sure, just go and put the Bondago down, okay? The only time that we're never going to be using Bondago is basically my wearable clothing that I would be taking off and throwing in the washer, okay? I'm not throwing my hats in the washer. I'm not throwing my shoes in the washer. So if I'm doing an apron, I'm doing a t-shirt, I'm doing my jeans, you don't need Bondago on those. You just need to make sure you're using fabric foil adhesives and our fabric foils, which the majority of our foils are fabric friendly. But I'm going to show you guys quickly, okay, because we've had a lot of people ask this lately. So I feel it's something that I haven't shared enough, okay? But if you go to our website and then click on the little, or you just can hover where it says shop, and you get this drop down menu. Grab metallic foils, click on that, another screen's going to pop up. And if I can do this upside down, there's a whole bunch of different categories here, but if you scroll all the way to the bottom of this page, there's two boxes. One says fabric friendly, one says not fabric friendly. So if you're trying to make sure that you find a fabric friendly foil, you can check on this box and I'll guarantee you there's not going to be any that are not fabric friendly in there. So, or if you're just checking, say you already purchased foils and you're like, oh my gosh, I got to make sure this one is, you can also just go directly to the search box, put the name of the foil in, and then let me show you one other thing. Okay, so once you click on that and you click on a foil, okay, so you're actually opening up the foil page. Again, if you scroll down a little bit further, these 3 boxes, 1, 2, and 3, are going to be on every page on every foil, and they're going to tell you our recommended base coat, the textile designation, meaning if it's fabric friendly or not, and foil handling. So it's going to also let you know how easy that release is, because some of the releases are super easy and some are going to give you a run for their money, okay? And that's just foils, okay? Some foils are just finicky. And I think that's one thing we're probably going to talk about tomorrow, because we're still in winter. Okay, most of you are all still in a cold atmosphere, and foiling during winter can be a whole lot trickier. Okay, so I think that might be a great topic to work on tomorrow. So let me get back to my video. Where did we go? Here we are. Okay. Joy. Oops, yes, we're doing the hats, okay? So my first layer, if you have tuned in just now, I put the Bondago on, okay? So I used our Bondago in clear because there's no color here, okay? I didn't want to change the color, but if you had wanted a white base, black base, or any range of color in between, you can use the other colored Bondagos to seal. I was fine with the color of the straw hat as my base. Okay, so I just used clear. Leslie says our website can answer all of your foiling questions. I hope so. And then, you know, there's always the foil handbook, which is awesome. That we really have worked hard to put every, hopefully, question and answer in there, of just working on so many different surfaces and how to work on them. Let's see, Leslie says, how long before Dan is a guest helping you create? Well, he said he hadn't had his nap today, so that's why the bedroom door is shut. He needed to go back there and shower and clean up. And I'm sure he's laying down watching something on TV, which is sports related. So he's relaxing, but I'm sure. Okay, so what we were even talking about yesterday is maybe once a week, Dan and I will come on here together, and it is going to be not so much craft related, but our journey, what we've done, where we've gone, the hiccups we've encountered, the stupid things that you think should be so easy to figure out that we've Googled, we've searched, and could not find an answer for. We're going to share those things with you, because I got a feeling somebody else could figure this out as well. So we think once a week we're going to come on here together and just have a question and answer all about our travel adventures. And you can tune in if you want. It will most likely not be craft related, not unless I convince him that I need to work on something as well. Okay. So we appreciate all of you being here and supporting us through all of this. Again, if you have questions, please write them in the comments. If you miss this being live, you know that you can always email us as well. Customer service is pretty good. That's me, okay? I am still the one behind the computer that answers 99% of your questions. Let's see, what did I miss here? Joanne is asking that she had just ordered foils to apply to a fedora hat, and is there directions to apply to fabric? Yes. I have a couple of great videos on my YouTube channel, but the process that I'm going through for the straw hats is pretty much identical to even what I would do on a felt, wool, or vegan hat, okay? So your fedora hat would be in the same process. But instead of just one coat of the Bondago, do two, okay? And because you're on a fabric felt type surface, it is going to soak in and get really super wet. So let it dry overnight before you put the second coat on. The second coat's not going to take as long to dry, but still make sure it's thoroughly dry before you go to your next step. And the next step will be your foil adhesive. And I have to tell you guys, I feel like the longer you allow your adhesive to dry, the better results you're always going to get. So just don't be in a hurry, okay? We've talked over the years many a times that, you know, today is just a prep day, okay? I'm going to put Bondago on everything that I need to work on. I'm going to let that dry. And then I'm going to come back tomorrow and put foil adhesive down on everything I need to work on, okay? And that way I'm just kind of doing it a day at a time and just leaving things. It doesn't matter how long Bondago dries. It can dry for days and weeks, okay? Foil adhesive, the same way. It never dries beyond a firm tack. So if I put foil adhesive on this hat and then all of a sudden we either lost internet or we're hitting the road and I couldn't do a live for another couple of days, I don't have to worry. My foil adhesive will never dry beyond that firm tack. So realize you can give your projects more time instead of less time. Okay, just don't be in a super, super big hurry. Lynn says, do you need to put Bondago on felt if I'm using the HTVA? I have never used the HTVA on felt. I know Jennifer Smith, I think, is in the house right now, and I think she did stockings or something where she used the HTVA and she said it worked. I would do a little sample first and just make sure, but you wouldn't need to put Bondago down first, okay? But I would think I would just sample it, make sure you like the way it's coming out before you do your hat, okay? And I'm going to have to try one of those, okay? So we're going to have to find another felt hat, and I don't have any HTVA with me now, but I'll pick it up on my way through town, okay? Yeah, Jennifer's piping in, okay? She says yes on stockings. And I'm sure she'll add some additional information to your question. Jennifer is one of our official foil snobs, and she has great information to share. So if she's answering for me, please feel free to take her information and know it's going to be good information, okay? Joy, were you still asking about the Bondago? Okay, Bondago is like a paint and primer all in one, but we have also a clear version. So this is awesome that if you don't need to change the color of your surface you're working on, the clear Bondago is fabulous, okay? I'll have to admit, I use the clear and the black more than anything, but I still do use the white and the canvas white, okay? Penny, are we NASCAR fans? I mean, we enjoyed NASCAR. We went last weekend for the races. We went on Saturday, not Sunday. Tyler was pitching on Sunday, so we had a priority on that one. But we were with a group. There was 8 of us all camping in one. We all had our own trailers, okay? But we were in one group, and they were all huge NASCAR fans. That's why we were there, and they went to everything. I think Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We missed everything but Saturday. We were putting in everything we could into one weekend, okay? Darlene says, nothing better than being in a camper in a storm. Well, you really experience it, okay? Even in a bigger rig and having the stabling system that they have, Oh, when you have the winds and you have the rain, boy, do you feel and hear everything, okay? Too bad it wasn't during the night, because that, I think, is peaceful when I'm sleeping. Linda says, that's what I do. I do Bondago, 3 on hats the first day, let's see. That's what I do. 1 Bondago on the hats the first day, second day, second coat, and third day you foil. Okay. Okay, so yes, Linda, okay, and you guys got to check out Linda's work. Linda is our hat queen, okay? She has put out so many fabulous hats. If you haven't seen her hats yet, go into the Foil Everything group and check out her work, okay? Not only does she do a beautiful job with adding the foils and everything to them, she is great on embellishing these, okay? So she gets into all the trim, the ribbons, the accessories, and I'm going to try. Okay, so I got my bag here. I found this before I left town, where I've got some feathers, okay? I have some different trims to use, and we're going to dig through this bag and do a little bit more embellishing, okay? Linda's totally inspired me to finish these off a little bit more, okay? Joanne says, wait until you're in a hailstorm and you really hear it. Joanne, I don't ever want to be in a hailstorm, okay? The previous owners of this coach got stuck in a hailstorm probably close to 2 years ago. It did some damage, okay? So we really never want to do one of those. How do you find her on Foil Everything? Oh, Stacy, oh my gosh, just go to the photos and scroll, okay? I want to say Linda's probably posting a new hat project every couple of days, so it should be pretty easy to find her projects. I think you can also search by her name. So it's Linda Jackson, I believe. Let me scroll here. I don't want to screw that up too bad. Yes, Linda Jackson. So I think you can go into the search box and search for her name, and all of her posts should pop up as well. Darlene says she's been a tornado in her camper. Oh, I want to tell you, God's hands were on you guys, okay? Jennifer says she just posted a link to the group and just search for her name. Hey, see, I shouldn't even bother to answer. Jennifer's all over it. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, the sound of the rain is really cool. And believe me, I wasn't really expecting today the thunder and lightning, but it was like right over us. Okay, that's kind of scary. Joy says, but do you need to put that to put foil on? Okay, so Joy, it depends on your project. Okay, so Joy is asking about Bondago. Okay. At the beginning, I was talking about the different types of straw hats that I have. And this one seemed like it could be absorbent, meaning our foil adhesive is going to soak into anything that it gets put onto. So if your surface happens to be absorbent or allow something to absorb into it, then you're better off sealing it first and making sure that the adhesive will just sit on top of the surface. So the reason I sealed this hat first was because I felt that this particular straw hat would possibly absorb it, okay? This one here, I just felt was kind of slick. Okay, this is a really, really cheap straw hat. And I felt like it just felt really slick, which then means I'm not sure how well the foil adhesive will adhere to that. So the Bondago is truly a insurance layer, making sure it will adhere. It's a bonding primer. So it's going to bond to just about anything, okay, meaning it's going to hold on to your surface. So no matter what else I put on here and all the techniques I do, this is holding tight, okay? And with the application of foils, it's super important that your paint or your base is bonded. And for the reason that our gorgeous foils, let me grab one right here, okay? Our gorgeous foils, are adhered to a carrier sheet. And how they're adhered to that carrier sheet is kind of different with all of our different manufacturers. But you want to make sure that your surface is bonded stronger than the foil is adhered to the carrier sheet, because whichever one is bonded better is going to win in the end. Okay, so let's say that you are working on plastic and all you put down is foil adhesive on the plastic, and then you let it dry for a couple hours. You go to put the foil adhesive down. Now, if the foil adhesive didn't adhere well to that plastic surface, when I go to pull up the carrier sheet, the foil adhesive might just come right with it, okay? And that's because the foil adhesive is our adhesive to transfer the foil, but it's not a bonding agent that is going to adhere to every surface. So the Bondago is your primer, and it's a bonding primer to make sure it's adhering. So it's just, for most other crafts, you don't have to worry about that, okay? You're not trying to remove something from a sheet, okay? So anytime you're working with something that you are trying to transfer off of a carrier sheet, bonding is way more important. So by the way, this gorgeous foil that I'm probably not going to use is called Empire Gold, and it truly is one of my favorites, okay? I love the crackle pattern on it. Okay, I'm going to catch up here because I have been talking and not scrolling. Let's see. Oh, Joy, you're fine, okay? Keep answering or asking questions. Also, Joy, if you want to dive in a little bit deeper, I've got a great YouTube channel. I think Jennifer put the link to our Foil Everything group, where there's a ton of information and many, many projects in there. So definitely check that out as well. And let me see, I'm just trying to catch up here. Oh, Cheryl's really cute. Cheryl's asking, not foil related, but how do you get your mail? Okay, so because I have a working studio at home and my daughter runs it, all my mail is still going to our studio location. And so far, she's just taking pictures of all the envelopes, and I'm instructing her on what to open and what just to put over to the side. It will be mailed to us periodically, but we're coming back through town in about 8 to 10 days. So I'll just be able to go through all my mail at that point. From here on forward, once she collects enough of it, and I know I'm going to be someplace for about 4 or 5 days, I'm going to have her mail an envelope to us, and whatever we need to open and look at, we will. And I'm probably going to have her shred a bunch, okay? Because we mainly get junk. But so far we're doing it okay, okay? Oh, Darlene is a solo camper. Wow, that's impressive, girl. There is no way in HELL I would do this by myself. Dan keeps telling me I need to get behind the wheel, and I said, I'm just getting used to the passenger seat right now and everything to do with this coach. It's huge, okay? I'm not sure what the width is, but we got 40 feet. Okay, I'm not ready to do that. Plus, I'm towing, so it's a lot. But I'm impressed, okay? Stacy, she's Linda Jackson, okay? I don't know if you caught that. Let's see. Karen says, and we need to always stir the Bondago. You really should. Thank you for reminding me. I'm really bad about the clear, because I feel like you can't see it separate as much. But yes, you should always, always stir your Bondago first. You're going to notice it more in the colored ones, the white, the off-white, and the black. It's hard to notice it in the clear, but yes, please always stir. Thank you, Stacy. I appreciate that. Oh, no, that was Karen. Karen, thank you. Okay, Jennifer is answering everything. So thank you guys. Oh, she also put in our YouTube channel for any of you that want to go and check it out. We post a new video every Wednesday, and hopefully there's stuff that you will enjoy. There's projects, techniques, applications, just about anything you can dive into with foils. So lots of great information. Okay, guys, I'm going to say goodbye, but we're going to be back tomorrow. Dan's going to go and watch a baseball game with one of his friends, and I have decided to opt out. Okay. Ashley's actually flying in tomorrow night, so we're going to have family weekend. She's going to be here for spring training from Friday night, Saturday, Sunday. I think she goes back Monday morning. So there'll be plenty of baseball this weekend. So I feel I can get away with one day off. So I'm going to be here tomorrow, and we'll probably come live a little bit earlier in the day, and we're going to continue to work on our hats, and we're going to be talking about foiling during winter months. Okay. So remind me on that. Deidre says you can also open a P.O. box if you know what city you will be in for a couple of days. Forward your mail. Yeah, I've heard there's all kinds of different services that will actually do like what Ashley's doing. They get your mail, they take pictures of it, they send you the picture, that you tell them what you want to do with it, or have them do with it. So there's so many great programs and options and services for people that RV, and I had no idea how many people do this year round. Okay. And that there's so many people that say, oh yeah, we've been full timers for 5 years, 10 years. I mean, it's basically like tiny home living. Okay. But we're on wheels and we can go places. So we're excited about it. And, sometime probably next week, Dan and I will just do a whole live on what we've experienced so far. So you'll get like 3 weeks of 3 weeks of information of hiccups, wins, losses, and just funny stories. Okay. So have a wonderful evening, and we'll see you back again tomorrow. One last thing. If you want a text message about when I'm going live, put texting in the comments, and I will send you the link to get signed up. So we'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a wonderful evening. Bye, everybody.